Hello and welcome to my hobby bench once again. And I know one of the things that has always been an issue with me is trying to get these really tight Sato drive hubs off, or drive hubs off of a lot of different types of engines that have these tapered collets, because it just makes such a strong mechanical bond. And I think many of you have seen that I've used the Harbor Freight 3-jawed pullers before, but this video is showing a different type of puller. Now this is a puller that I've had for probably well over a month or two now, and I've been using periodically. Actually, I've been using it quite a bit, just not showing it on video. But this is one that a friend of mine, Ron, turned me on to, like I said, several months ago. Now this is a slightly different design than I've ever seen before. It's comes from China. It's a made in China product, but the thing I really like about it is these jaws are curved and they're relatively thin. Now it has this different design where it's expandable like this via these nuts. So I mean, I've really been impressed with this thing. It works really well, so I thought I'd just do a quick demonstration on it and see how well we can get it to work today. This particular one was, I think, we got it from Amazon. Ron showed it to me on Amazon, and I just ordered something, but there were actually 3 different sizes. And luckily I got I got lucky and ordered the right one for most engines, because I think the other 2 were considerably larger than this one. So as you can see, you've kind of got a lot of different things to manipulate here to get the size right, or get it indexed on your puller or your drive hub. But once you get it on there, and then you got to sit here and try and get this thing to screw right down on there. And the only thing with that is this bolt is covering that. But I mean, once you kind of get this thing on there, now the question is, do you want to tighten these things down, or do you want to just let them be outward more? I kind of tend to tighten them just a little bit, just to kind of hold it in place. But they're thin enough, the jaws are thin enough to fit in these grooves really well. They're curved, so hopefully they won't do as much damage to hubs as others have done in the past. So I'm just going to tighten this up just a little bit. And what I want to do here is tighten it, and I like to tighten it up and then I've dropped a little bit of oil in there. I want to heat it up because I kind of like to see it just kind of pop. It might do that. And it came with, there's a hole in here, and it came with like a little rod you could stick in there, but I found that was just way too small, short, to be effective at all. So I just put another nice little grip on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this thing up. I'm going to move my vise over here and heat it up over my vise so I'm not melting my mat. Because I really want you to be able to see if this thing just gives way like that. What? Okay, so did it give off? Did it come off? No, it came off. So that wasn't good for our demonstration. So apparently I'm going to need to tighten this thing down some more. See, that's the thing that's weird, is it slides up here. So it's like, do you really want it at that angle or not? And it popped off of here, which... Let me just... Okay, well, I guess we're not going to see the heat popping off because it just came right off. And, you know, in all honesty, I don't think I've ever really needed heat any of the times I've done this thing. And I don't know if that's just there's certain geometry difference, or it's gripping better, or what. But that was really on there. And it just popped right off, and luckily it didn't bloody my hand up, because sometimes those things can do that. But anyway, so there's a quick demonstration of this little strange little Chinese puller. And if anybody's interested, maybe I can put a link to this on the video description so you can go check them out. They're not expensive at all. I think this was like maybe $12 or $14. And I've been using it now for, I don't know, like I said, a few months, but it's not like I've had tons of engines to use it on. I probably used it a total of 5 times, and it's worked really well every time, and it's adjustable to so many different sizes. It's just a nice tool. So actually this has been my go-to drive hub remover for the last few months.